Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Josh and Artemis Show. Today, we are just dissecting what's gone on with Trump and the defamation court decision that he's got to pay $83 million to E. Jean Carroll, which is just ridiculous.
AKA a money grab, in our opinion.
100%.
Both?
Ridiculous.
You agree with that statement?
I agree with that statement. And we've got a lot of good... Well, not a lot, but we've got a couple of good clips to play tonight. For sure.
We'll play you some reaction and we'll play you some clips of E. Jean Carroll being an absolute weirdo.
Yeah.
You know, before we get into all this, guys, you know, it's to me, it's very strange how this woman is believed. But yeah, we'll get into all that next. But before we do, as usual, if you're new to the channel, give us a like, share, and sub. It does really help us grow.
For sure. Yeah. Make sure to follow us on X. And if you do want to support the show that little bit further, you can become a YouTube or Patreon member. You can also donate on buymeacoffee.com. All the links are in the description of this video on YouTube and in the bio of our homepage on X and YouTube. Just click view more and you can see everything.
Absolutely. So we'll share our screen then, and then we'll just get straight into it for you. So you're probably already aware, guys, of this story. It's, you know, it's been going around all day and all night. So we've got some reaction for you. And Viva Frey, which I'm sure you're aware of this guy. You know, he always posts some good stuff. He did a great breakdown of all of this, and he gave us his thoughts, of course. And he basically calls it batshit crazy, which, in my opinion, it is. So we'll get into his reaction now.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go for it.
All right, I wasn't going to do a vlog today, but the news broke. The verdict in the E. Jean Carroll second defamation case. If anybody thinks this is justice, you are idiots, pure and simple. If anybody likes this just because of the political consequences, you are scoundrels, pure and simple. E. Jean Carroll, the woman who is, in my humble view, batshit crazy, names her cat after a venereal disease, vagina T fireball, fabricates a story out of whole cloth that occurred 2.5 decades ago, has no physical evidence of it, says that she would not file charges for the assault because when you listen to her justification, it's going to blow your mind and you're going to realize you're dealing with a crazy person.
Would you consider bringing a rape charge against Donald Trump for this? Why not?
I would find it disrespectful to the women who are down on the border, who are being raped around the clock.
So she even says there that she wouldn't bring any rape charges towards Donald Trump. That's her words, right?
Yeah.
So how has this even gone to court?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I've changed my mind.
How has this even gone into a courtroom? Like, it's laughable.
I know.
You know, and she even said it there herself. This wouldn't be fair to the real victims of sexual assault and rape. Her words.
Yeah.
Somehow this went to court.
Well, apparently she was funded, like, by...
Yeah, which she conveniently forgot. She was funded by this billionaire Democrat.
Yeah.
And she conveniently forgot about it, guys. Conveniently forgot about it, of course.
But somebody else was footing the bill.
It's laughable. I mean, I think this is going to go to appeal, and I think Donald Trump will win easily because how, you know, just based on her as a person and the things she said, which is on film, it shouldn't even went to court in the first place. If this wasn't a famous person, if this wasn't Donald Trump, it wouldn't even gone to court. For sure it wouldn't. For sure it wouldn't.
Well, wouldn't be enough evidence, really. It'd just be thrown out.
Well, it's just literally he said, she said.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I know. And the fact that she won.
Yeah.
And the amount she won. It's wild, guys.
It's laughable. But anyway, let's get back into it.
Down there. But for the women down there and for the women actually around the world.
Says she's not going to file criminal charges, but sues Donald Trump civilly in New York, possibly one of the most corrupt jurisdictions in the world, wins in the first trial, and then sues for defamation in the second trial because Trump took to Truth Social to post how she's crazy, how he never met her before, how the story is a total lie, and she sues him for defamation again Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, after the first jury found that Trump did not rape her in the Bergdorf changing room 2.5 decades ago, but sexually assaulted her, such that when he denied it, it was defamation, and awarded her damages for the alleged assault and the defamation. And then she sued him a second time when he continued to deny it and protest his innocence. They had a trial. And when I say that the mainstream media is the enemy of the people, it's only because they are the enemy of the people. He had a trial in which the guilt was already a foregone conclusion, and quite literally the trial was only to adjudicate on how much he would have to pay her, and that amount came down today. But before we get there, NBC News was reporting that Trump testified. And he testified briefly. The headline reads, Trump testifies briefly in the trial. And then it's only when you go into the article and read why he testified briefly that you realize the system is corrupt, the media is corrupt, and they are the enemy of the people. He testified briefly because the judge largely restricted what Trump could say in his own defense in court. So you head into a trial in which your guilt is already determined, only to adjudicate on the damage, in which you are limited in what you can say in your own defense, in which the judge literally says you cannot say certain things, include protesting your innocence, and then you come down with a jury verdict. And oh my goodness, watching a journalist from NBC News in real time, waiting for the news, announcing the news with orgiastic glee, like the winning lottery numbers of this political lottery just came down, and she's reading it in real time. $83.3 million awarded to batshit crazy E. Jean Carroll. I think it's like $7.5 million compensatory damages, $11 million to like this defamation rehabilitation program. I don't know what that is exactly. And $65 million in punitive damages, which, from what I understand, would survive bankruptcy. Not that Trump's going to go bankrupt anyhow.
So what he was saying there is basically Trump didn't even have a real defense. He wasn't allowed to effectively defend himself. He was restricted as to what he can and can't say. That tells you all you need to know about the process of this whole trial.
Yeah.
It was not even a fair trial.
It's a joke.
And it's I think I've read somewhere as well that this judge, right, the judge in this trial was appointed by Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God.
Hillary
surprise
Clinton.
Surprise, guys. Not
Hillary
a surprise
Clinton.
at all. Oh my God. It's like the corruption just continues. Yeah.
It's laughable. Good to see some people in the chat as well. We'll say a quick hello, I guess.
Yeah, we got Backrooms Lover.
Backrooms Lover, good to see you, mate.
We got SS.
SS, nice to see you again.
We got XJ.
And Jay, nice to see you. Nice, we'll get back into it.
And everybody else who's just watching.
And everyone else in the background too, yeah. Appreciate it.
Not that I think these judgment verdicts are going to stand after appeal. In any event, $83.3 million. And this NBC journalist is like, oh, that's not as much as they wanted, but nothing to, what did she say? Bad enough. I forget what she said. It's idiotic. You just got to watch it.
We do have a verdict. E. Jean Carroll did suffer more than nominal damages as a result of Mr. Trump's publication of these two June 2019 statements. The first amount for compensatory damages for her emotional pain and anguish is $7.3 million. The amount for the compensatory damages for the reputation repair program is $11 million. We're now moving on.
It's absolutely insane how someone can get millions of dollars because they're, that they feel hurt because of what someone said online on Donald Trump's social media.
I know. Like
it's honestly nuts. I mean, what kind of standards does that set now?
Well, a very low one. So if somebody's hurting somebody else's feeling, I guess watch out.
It's just crazy. It's just like the defamation laws are just a joke.
Yeah, 100%.
Plain and simple.
It's I
and Donald Trump apparently walked out of court and stuff. And
yeah,
I kind of don't blame him, but in some ways, I mean, that kind of goes against you as well in court when you decide to do things like that. It doesn't look good on you.
I know.
And the jury's not gonna, think that's a good thing to do either. But I don't blame him because when you actually look at this process, it's an absolute farce.
Yeah.
An absolute farce.
Good to see you, Lindsay.
Good to see you. It is an asinine amount of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly insane. Joe, it reminds me of the Alex Jones thing when, because he was taken to court for defamation as well, but that was $1 billion. To me, it's all designed to shut people up. That's what this is about. It's designed to shut people up and to discredit them. Yeah. That's all it is, because with like a sexual assault thing, even if you haven't done it, it's still attached to your name. It really is. And and as like a guy, right, as like a man, it's the worst thing what you can be accused of is like sexual assault or rape, because no matter what you do, that's always going to be attached to your name. So of course it's like, it's been done for a very long time. All of these sort of things have been done for a very long time, and it makes a mockery of like the actual people who are victims of these things. I know. It really does. Tara Reid had a more credible claim against Joe Bribon, and she got that's like a good point, Jay. I mean, where the hell's the court case in Joe Biden? Where the hell's the court case for Bill Clinton?
I know. As
well, which is a lot worse than this. It's hilarious, honestly. Did he destroy her career? I don't think so. No. I could see the amount more if she lost a high-paying career, but I don't think that's what happened. Yeah, it didn't.
If anything, she's going to get loads of attention now anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this will only give her a better career. And let's not forget, I mean, we'll get into some clips, of course, but this woman's crazy.
Like, absolutely nuts.
Like, she's crazy.
And she literally, we have a clip, but like, she literally said how rape is sexy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this person is not.
She says rape is sexy, and then we played you the clip before, saying that she wouldn't file any charges against Trump because it would be disrespectful to actual victims of sexual assault.
Yeah.
So that's her words. So again, this just shows me that this whole process is an absolute joke. Mm-hmm. No matter how you feel about Trump, just look at it in like an impartial way, as as right and wrong, and the system of justice and what's supposed to do.
For sure.
This doesn't follow anything what's right.
No.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have to be a Trump supporter to realize and understand how like messed up this is and how unfair and unjust this verdict was. So, yeah, it's just very telling for the justice system and what's going on and how corrupt things are.
The thing is, though, like, the amount of times what Donald Trump's been accused of this stuff, and of course, it's just made it like desensitized, if that makes sense. Like the terms rape and sexual assault, they've been desensitized with all of this stuff now too. Like no one believes it. Yeah, no one does. Yeah. I know. And like, look at her. Like, I don't believe it. Well, that's not her.
I know. I shouldn't have said it like that. I just know what she looks like. I wasn't saying this like,
yeah.
I just meant in general. Yeah. Like, just ridiculous.
I'd be scared to be a man now too. I can't even compliment a woman without fear. Yeah, true. I mean, we always talk about this behind the scenes, Lindsay. But if I was like a single man, right? I'd be terrified to even go and chat someone up in a bar or something now, because I'd probably be, branded like I don't even know, like a.
I don't know, just the way that it's always portrayed, like, oh, this guy was like harassing me at the bar. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, he was saying hi.
I'd get done for sexual harassment or something.
Jesus, it's just like, yeah, gone are the days where you could just meet somebody in a random place and, chat it up and then sparks fly, blah, 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 like what you see in movies. It's like, now it's like, I don't know, do women just carry like mace spray or something and like, just like, get away from me?
Well, what's going to happen is you'll probably have to sign some sort of contract.
Oh, we've said this before for like a few years.
You'll have to sign some sort of contract where, you'll have an app on your phone, and each person has to consent to, you'll have a list of things which you want to do.
But you'd still have to say hi
and
first.
Yeah, you'll have to say hi first. Yeah, you don't just go to him and say, "Here, sign this contract.
Sign this if I can say hello."
Yeah, but I mean, if it comes down to it, and you'll both
yeah,
have this,
for anything like sexual.
There'll be like a universal app, and it'll be like, oral sex, blowjobs, anal,
That is
and all
oral
this.
sex for you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And then each person will have to tick. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You'll have to agree.
Nope, not that. Yes, that. More of that.
Yeah. That. No, I don't want that. But that's what it's coming to. That is what it's going to come to. I can promise you.
I know. It's insane.
In fact, yeah, you should bookmark
Exactly.
this. And
Good to see you,
that.
Conan.
Good to see you, mate. Right, let's get back. Let's get back to this.
On to the questions about whether Trump acted with malice. Remember, the questions have to be answered in the affirmative to get to a question of punitive damages. We are still waiting for that answer.
As you wait for those answers,
that Mr. Trump acted with malice. I'm sorry, Mr. Trump acted with malice in making the first of those statements. That's the June 21st, 2019 statement at 5:17 p.m. in which he denied it for the first time. And similarly, we are waiting to hear whether in making that yes. Oh! In June 22nd, 2019, he did also act maliciously or out of hatred or ill will in defaming her on that day. And here comes the punitive damages award of $65 million, Alicia. Yes! So $65 million in punitives, $11 million in the reputation repair program, and $7.3 million in in the emotional harm, for a total of $83.3 million. That's a high 8-figure award. I had predicted we'd be high 8 figures or early 100 million. Certainly less money, I think, that E. Jean Carroll's lawyers had hoped, but $83.3 million is
less money than her lawyers would have hoped for. Can you believe this? How much money do you need?
It's
honestly
so,
nuts.
It's actually ridiculous. We were kind of hoping in the 100 millions, but we got this, and it's like, fuck off.
It's laughable.
You got more than you deserve.
It's absolutely pathetic, in my opinion.
Like, you should have got nothing, and yet here you are getting something from. Well, I don't know if she'll end up getting anything. Honestly, I hope that
she'll get something. She'll get something. She'll get
like
something.
$83 million, and that was a bit low from what they were hoping for. It's like, what the hell? But
here's the thing, like we said at the start of the show, if Donald Trump wasn't a famous person, if I was Donald Trump, for example, if this was me and this was like not in the public eye, nothing would happen, because there's no evidence, and it's based on like the character, and all you have to do is show old clips of Jean saying that she wouldn't charge him with rape because it would be disrespectful to actual victims.
And I would play the other one where she said how rape is sexy.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me how this is even, one, it's went to court, and number two, he's had to pay out $83 million because she is emotionally distressed because of things he said on social media.
Honestly,
it's an absolute joke. But anyway, let's get back to it.
There's nothing to sneeze at.
And people take to Twitter to rejoice in this decision, to celebrate in this verdict. You got Jen Psaki, who was once upon a time literally the propagandist for the government, now turned MSM propagandist mouthpiece for the government, saying, oh my goodness, this is justice. The only question is going to be, it's idiotic. You can see the tweets for yourself. People rejoicing in this are scoundrels or morons. Pure and simple. This is literally kangaroo court, banana republic level madness, where they can find a batshit crazy person. And by the way, everybody in the media knows that she's batshit crazy. I'll play to you a compilation, a montage put together by Gravian. Everybody knows this woman is batshit crazy, but she's an easy tool for the media to exploit. Anderson Cooper, I dare Anderson Cooper not to say publicly he thinks this woman is crazier than a loon.
And it was all fairly playful.
It was charming. It was exciting. Remember what Donald Trump was like in 95, 96. On the counter were these fancy lingerie boxes that they used to have back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You wore lingerie in the 90s, I'll bet, Joy. But he didn't suggest it. He shouted it.
He shouted
lingerie. He may have shouted underwear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you scared? Were you
No,
angry?
I was too panicked to be scared.
Too panicked to be scared? Okay.
Totally. And I put my life on the line.
Do you think that you're going? Well, hold on a second. What do you mean you've put your life on the line?
Well, people have told me I have to be careful.
You've gotten death threats.
I am not looking at death threats. I have the idea that I'm going to make him put it on over his pants. That was my idea. Mm-hmm. You see how funny that would be to make him put that on? Yeah.
I guess my question is could there be any DNA on there?
I have no idea. I do not know if the president ejaculated. Have no idea. Lawrence, I wish I had said,
Good Lord.
I said, I'll tell you my age if you show me your tax returns.
Mhm. Yeah, it would have been helpful now.
Well, so I'm holding my handbag like that. The only reason I know I'm holding my handbag is because I discovered it in my hand when I got to the street.
The statement that he said, which he's just made, which is, she's not my type, number one, that was the number one thing.
I love that I'm not his type. I'm an archer. I have bows and arrows, Yeah, fine. I think there's just never mind.
Please look.
Never mind.
I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
No.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
Good
We're just going
Lord.
to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Honestly, like somebody who says that rape is sexy has probably never been raped, because if you ask a real victim, oh, was it kind of sexy though for you? I don't think they would say yes.
This
like, it's so fucked up. Like
this
the
is
fact
what
that
I'm saying.
like, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off. Go.
Well, I was just gonna say the fact that like this, like even one, it's like, look at like her, like what her mentality is like. This is not a person who was traumatized from rape. Like, I mean, first of all, victims don't want to go and brag about it. They go to the police at the time, get it, like get charges filled out if they want to pursue charges, and most likely also need like therapy and stuff. Like, not going and saying rape is sexy. I find you fascinating.
Yeah, and
like
also just on TV shows, on the news, just talking about it all day fucking long. Like it's an absolute joke. Like, it just makes an absolute mockery of real people who have been assaulted and raped and stuff. Because just look at it. Like there's no way that this happened.
No.
And if I'm wrong, fine. But there's like no way, in my opinion, based on what we know and what we've seen, I don't believe it for a second.
I don't believe it at all.
I don't believe it for a second.
Like just her mannerism, her body language, the way she talks about it. There's no way that she's telling the truth. I'd be happy to be wrong, I guess. Well, not happy, but if I could be proved wrong, but I really don't think so, because when you're assaulted or raped, like, this is something that's like traumatized you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it's sexy because it's not somebody who you're like it's not in like a trusting like environment. Like, this is somebody who's going against your will, doing stuff to you. So it wouldn't just be something that you would call sexy. Like, it's not a fantasy. I mean, I think if people think it's a fantasy, they're watching way too much porn. Like, it's not what it looks like in porn, guys. Like, it's very serious and traumatic, and people go through, sometimes years of therapy, trying to heal from the experiences they've gone through. So for her to just say that on a whim and almost like be flirtatious with like Anderson, it's just, and he looks very uncomfortable. He's like,
well, yeah,
okay.
he tries to go to a commercial break and she keeps talking.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, get a life. Like, it's wild to me. Like, I can't even wrap my brain around the fact that she won this case. Like,
because it's not about the case. It's literally just about to, throw some shade at Trump. That's all this is
for
about.
Sure.
And you know what? Most people don't buy it.
No.
I can promise you this. even the people who don't even support Trump don't buy this for a second, because it's just
100%.
like the whole process has just been an absolute joke from start to finish.
It's madness. But yeah, Anderson's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to see you, David.
Good to
Hope
see you,
you're
David.
doing well. One of our JNA fam members.
Good to see you, David. Right, let's get back. Back to this.
Yeah. Oh, God.
They will use her and exploit her for all of their political purposes. They can put her in front of a jury in New York. They would convict a ham sandwich if you told them it was Republican. And this really illustrates how historically, back in eras that were governed by prejudice, you could go to any jurisdiction that was deeply racist, deeply prejudiced, find anybody to level any charges against a specific person or a group of person, and you knew that you would find a jury to convict just based on prejudices. Racial prejudices of decades ago has now been replaced with political prejudices of today, and it's just as broken a system. So anybody celebrating this, we know how you would have been ruling on verdicts back in the day.
Here comes the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done.
Oh, is it?
$83.3 million to E. Jean Carroll, $65 million punitive damages. And from what I understand, Trump is going to appeal. But from what I understand, he would nonetheless have to put up $83.3 million in court pending his appeal, or get a bond and secure a portion of that, pay interest on the loan or whatever in order to post that pending appeal. This is how the government seizes private property, uses lawfare in order to target, find an individual, fabricate a crime, and then basically steal the assets of that individual. You see it happening in New York under Alvin Bragg. You see it happening in New York under Leticia James. You see it happening in New York under this Judge Kaplan. In this case, it is plain, it's in your face, and this is how empires fall. You think this ends at Trump? Anybody in New York should flee New York. You think now it's going to be limited to politics? If you are politically unfavored, if you are just socially disfavored, they will do it to you because they're getting away with it now. They started with these bogus, guilty before the trial verdicts with Alex Jones. They did it to Donald Trump in the Judge Engeron Leticia James case. They did it to him here, and they just issue awards like confetti. Outrageous, insane monetary awards for damages that nobody has sustained. $7.5 million reputational damages? I'm sorry, no way. $65 million in punitive damages, just something that you know will survive a bankruptcy so that you know he'll have to pay it. If this does not get overturned in appeal, at some point, the judicial system is gone. Pack up your bags, get out of New York, and find a state that is not totally corrupt to the core. And just one thing that I found particularly interesting, because as I was looking into this, I found an article which by the headline referred to E. Jean Carroll as Jewish American columnist. E. Jean Carroll sues Donald Trump for alleged rape. And I was like, oh, well, that's a very bizarre headline for this article, and I click on it, and the article itself only refers to E. Jean Carroll as a columnist. The article was from the Jerusalem Post from 2019, and I noticed that it happened to have been updated in January 2024, 5 years after the article was first published, 4.5, 5 years later. And I had to go back to the Wayback Machine and just make sure that I'm not going crazy. And for some reason, and I can think of two possibilities, the Jerusalem Post, which once upon a time took pride in identifying E. Jean Carroll as a Jewish American journalist, maybe now is not quite so proud of this batshit crazy lady who secured a ridiculous decision out of New York. There might be other reasons even more nefarious. I won't go there. I just thought it was very curious. But the bottom line, this is a joke, but it's not funny. It's a bloody tragedy, and it's showing how the court system can be used as political tools. This is nothing shy of election interference, full stop. E. Jean Carroll exploits a newly amended law which extended the statute of limitations for civil claims for such alleged conduct. She had a pivotal role in lobbying for that legislative change. She then exploits that, being funded by highly political financiers, to take this case to a politically partisan, corrupt state like New York so that she could get a verdict, so that they could run the headlines that Trump is a rapist, so that they can then get ridiculous damages on alleged defamation for a man merely protesting his innocence, saying she's crazy, I never even met her. This is communist level crap. And if you don't understand it, you are part of the problem at this point in time. That is the latest. It's bull crap. It's going to go to appeal. If it doesn't get turned over in appeal, get out of New York, find a state where you might be better protected, and make sure to protect yourself nonetheless, because they're going to come for everybody. This is going to be the go-to tool to bankrupt people, to destroy people, and more importantly, to silence people. All right, people, now I got to go eat dinner. Now you know your vlog. Peace out. Booyah! All right, I will.
Done.
Yeah.
Let's get to some comments.
All right.
There's some comments here.
Got David. I can read it.
I've been married twice, and both women said they had been raped before, and that they would find humor in rape jokes, which confused me a little. Maybe a way of dealing with it. Yeah, I mean, everyone deals with trauma and stuff in different ways. It could be the case. I'm sorry to hear that, David. Of course. Yeah. I mean, who knows? But
I know. I guess everybody has a different way of dealing with it, but I don't know. I don't know how funny it would be. I guess.
I mean, to me, it's. I mean, I haven't been raped, so I don't know. But
no, I've been like sexually harassed at work before, where I had to actually say something. Yeah, because I was only 18 at the time. And it was like an old man who started working there, who we later found out actually got fired from like a daycare center before he started working at this place. So everybody was really creeped out because like it was very obvious, not to only me, that he was like very inappropriate with me, but everybody around.
Yeah.
And like even comments that I wouldn't hear that other people around me would say, like, did you just hear what he said? And things like that. And it just made me very, very uncomfortable. And at first I tried to let it go, and then I had to actually say something, and then he was let go. And I felt a little bad, but then also I was like, well, he was very creepy. And then, you know, we found out more later. But
sounds like a prick to me.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. And every time I saw him during my shift, I'd be like, oh, why does he have to be working today? But anyway, so I mean, I guess some people just have a story, but I mean, I've obviously let that go. And I know that not everybody's like that either. But that situation is very different from being raped. You know, nothing was done to me physically. And so it's, you know, I don't know how much I'd laugh about being raped. You know, I think that's like the ultimate violation of like your body. But I don't know. I don't know how much I believe her, to be honest. David said if I got raped, I wouldn't laugh about it. Yeah, I mean, I think it would kind of bring you back, but I guess everybody's different. Good to see you, Tsipora. The demeanor was very off, as if she had trauma in her life. I'd be sadly surprised. I'm not sure what this is. I think that's just, anyway. Horrified, of course, if it was Trump. Seems shady. Convenient timing. This is a touchy subject, of course. I'm loath to say she's lying, but well, I will say that he still has my vote. Yeah, I'm not really convinced that she's telling the truth.
Yeah,
to be
mean,
honest.
this is why this stuff's done to people, because it is designed to make you question your vote. You know, because you can't prove it either way. It's he said, she said stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, I mean, how many times has this been done to Donald Trump now?
Yeah.
Loads. And
I know.
And there's been
and it's always convenient timings for sure.
Yeah.
And
just before the election, and you've got the border crisis thing as well.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to like take away from what's happening in Texas, but that's not working because
very convenient.
Everybody's talking about what's going on with the borders, which is out of control.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess time will tell, but truthfully, I just don't see that she's telling the truth.
I personally don't believe it for a second.
You know,
I mean,
glad he still has your vote.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but as of today, I don't believe it for a second.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I just don't. I don't get that feeling.
But
from her.
Here's the problem as well. I mean, like the media have got like this thing now where you have to believe every single person. And,
I know.
And life's not like that. You do get some batshit crazy girls and women who will lie.
Yeah.
That is a reality too. And I'll tell you what, it terrifies men as well. It really does.
For sure. Like, I mean, and there's been loads of cases where it turns out that the women were lying. And of course, it's not to say every woman is lying, but it's also a very fair point to say not every woman is telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Just like not every man is telling the truth. It's just that this is why we have like a judicial like I can't say it, judicial system. And you know why, if this should happen to you, you should go to the police straight away, because you'll have the most evidence at that time. Even if you're scared, you'll have like DNA and things like that on you still. So I think it is very important, if these things should happen to you, which is extremely devastating, but you should go and seek like help, go to a crisis center, things like that straight away. and then you will have the proof to carry a charge.
And here's the thing: this happened in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm really sick of
honestly tired of these historical sexual assault things. I'm honestly tired of it.
And it's funny that this is in New York because the New York mayor, I forget his name now, Eric or something. I don't know, but he was on that list. Remember when we were looking at the assault charges before the deadline, and there was like over like 2,000 submissions before the deadline. I think that was like late, like coming to the end of last year. Like in December or something. And he was on the list from a charge from like 32 years ago or 30 years ago as well, which is kind of funny. It's in New York.
Yeah.
But it's like there's got to be a point, like a limit to where you go back, because if you're talking about something like from 20, 30 years ago, it's kind of like, at this point, like you've got to move on. Like there's no point in bringing that up from that many years ago, especially decades ago.
Well, but it's something which is impossible to prove. And how can you prove something from 30 years ago? You just can't. So this is why, and of course I know it's hard for people who have been raped and assaulted, but you have to go down to like the police station, or and do the process.
Your future self will thank you.
Yeah, and of course it's a hard thing to do. I completely get that, but if you really want justice, then you have to do it, because if this person, right, genuinely has been raped and she's waited the best part of 30 years or whatever to and it's only like now where she's decided it's all too convenient, right? And now she's sued, and she's obviously sued him for defamation as well for millions of dollars. I mean, if she was a genuine victim, okay, why is she asking for money?
I don't know.
Surely this isn't even about money. If you're a genuine victim of this, it should just be about proving that it actually happened. I mean, why is her and her lawyers asking for hundreds of millions of dollars, like the lady was saying before? It's honestly insane.
His name was Eric Adams in 1993.
Eric Adams, that's the one.
And that's exactly, we did a show on Puff Daddy at that time. Well, P Diddy now, but anyway.
Yeah,
that was a good thumbnail. P Diddy do it.
Yeah, we did a show about that. Yeah, and there was like a deadline for all of these cases to be processed or something. So this,
and there was like almost 3,000 submissions, which I mean, what does that tell you? All of a sudden, you've got all these like cases coming up from like decades ago. I mean, I don't know. It's just very strange. It's very strange. I think, even for your own personal sanity, even if that did happen to you, if you're still holding on to something from 30 years ago, then you should talk to somebody about it to heal for your own sanity. I don't know. Lindsay, we did it, but it was a while ago. But you'll see it in the old live streams. It's got P Diddy on it, and it was like, Diddy do it?
Right. Let's play some more clips.
Hold on. Yeah. SCOTUS Judge Kavanaugh went through the same nonsense in the House. It's a typical Dem weapon. Yeah. American culture is all about litigation.
Yeah.
Now.
And let's not forget, Jay, this judge who was in this court case, she was appointed by Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Again, it tells you a lot. I've been watching Letterman on YouTube, and I did see a lot of the time, but now he would be sued to hell and back. Yeah.
Well, it's also just the times have changed. Like you could be a bit like funnier, cheekier, like just more open about jokes and stuff, and it was all okay. Now, because of like the woke culture just like taking over, it's like no one can even take a joke anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's all funny. It's just
we're living in a world where it's feelings over facts. I mean, we've said this so many times, many times, and it's honestly tiring to deal with. Trump is being treated appallingly by as many people that can. Yeah,
for sure. And it's because he's gaining popularity. He was just in Vegas today. So I mean, like for another rally and stuff.
He soldiers on.
Thanks.
He soldiers on. The amount of crap he's had to deal with. And this is the thing, he just takes it on board and he just moves on. He just keeps going. And
which I do think in some ways you just kind of have to respect that, like, he does kind of just keep carrying on with like his life and trying to just keep doing what he needs to do.
Well, if you know for a fact that you haven't done anything, then you would behave like Trump.
For sure.
You wouldn't be, pandering to all this bullshit. You'd just be going about your day and doing your thing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be scared because the truth, that's all you need. And if he's genuinely telling the truth, then his behavior doesn't really surprise me, if that makes sense. That he just goes about his day, gets on with it.
No, if you have nothing to hide and you're telling the truth, then you wouldn't be stressed and anxious and feeling like
exactly
like your life is over, that this is coming out. It's like you'd be like, the truth will come out, guys. Just wait. So I don't know.
He put his hands down Madonna's pants. Who? Trump?
No. I think he's talking about Letterman. Put his hands down
Letterman,
on
right.
TV, putting a mic box in her lowrider. Well, that's not really putting it down her pants, but I mean, I don't know. Have you seen Madonna recently as well? She's so nuts. I don't know, but I'd have to see the clip, I guess. But I mean, good Lord, what is Madonna doing? She needs to retire. She really does.
77 years old and could be at home with smoking hot wife, but is doing this instead. The more he gets kicked, the more people love him. Yeah, I mean, he could be doing a lot more stuff. He could be chilling, but instead he's deciding to do another run to be the president.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to, of course. He's like an old man, like you've just said, but he has a passion for his country.
He's got a fight in him.
He's got a passion for his country, and he does care about this. This is the one thing about Trump, right? No matter how you feel about him, you can't deny that he loves America, and he loves the people in America, and he wants to put America first. And that's why he's doing this, because he really does believe that America is great, and he wants it to be great again. I mean, that's like the whole slogan.
Yeah. And I mean, again, like when you break it down, it's like, what is wrong with wanting your country to be great?
Nothing.
Like, we need that in Canada. I've said this before. It's like, make Canada great again. Like our country is going right downhill. So it's like, if you have a leader who's so passionate about the people and the country and want it to be great and like successful, like economically flourishing, like people thriving, it's like, I think that's like a dream leader in some ways. And I mean, no one is perfect, so I'm not putting anybody on a pedestal, but it's like, if you do have that in a leader, like that should be something that inspires you and motivates you. And like, that's the point of a leader, is like to also inspire in some ways, and make you want to help support in that positive change. So
it's all designed to make you hate your country, okay? Because it's not just America, because in like the UK, right, the Union Jack flag and the English flag are now seen as racist to people, okay?
Yeah, which is just...
And then the Canadian flag here is the same thing, and the American flag and the Make America Great Again, all the people who love their country are deemed as racists.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't...
Like this, it's like a narrative change which has been going on for a very long time, probably like 20 years or even more. There's this change in the Western societies now in these countries where your love for your country is seen as some sort of racist thing now. It's honestly insane to me.
It is,
because there shouldn't be anything wrong with you being a patriotic person about your country and wanting your country to be better. There's nothing wrong with that. There's literally nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
I honestly don't get it.
Yeah.
He cares. It's obvious. Politics is a mug's game. He's not perfect, but he's the best chance America has, and we're lucky that he's so passionate. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely not perfect. I mean, no one is. There's no perfect political person, really.
No one is.
But, if you've got a choice between Donald Trump, Biden, Michelle Obama, I mean, to me, it's an easy vote for
Trump. It's a no-brainer,
It's a very
honestly.
easy vote for Donald Trump, that for me. A very easy vote. Because the other two, if it's going to be Joe Biden, which I highly doubt, I think it looks like Michelle Obama's going to come in.
Michael Obama.
Yeah. Which I still can't believe that they're going to do that, but it makes sense for them to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically like, you know, they're trying to win with Michelle Obama, and of course she will get a lot of people voting for her. You know, especially the Black community. You know, that's what they're trying to do. But I honestly don't think they will. I mean, I still think Trump would still win against Michelle Obama.
I don't think.
I think the silent majority, that's what they always call it. The silent majority, I think, are very much against the Democrats. They want change, and they want they want, you know, they want their country to be put first.
For sure. And, you know, we've seen like a lot of videos of like where people go on the streets and like talk to just random people. And even people who do support, like who are Democrats, like they even like agree, like, you know, you can't vote for like Biden again. You know, like we need somebody to actually change things around. Biden won't be the one. And I don't think people are confident in Michelle because like what's her credentials? She lived there. Like, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, she's not, like, she won't be, like, just because you lived there and, like, your husband was the president doesn't necessarily mean that you can just come in and do the job. Like, that, I don't believe that. She's repeatedly said she would never run.
She has, yeah. But, I mean, there's been a lot of murmurings, Lindsay, from what I've been seeing. And I saw, I think it was Megyn Kelly talking about it last night, but she's heard from some sources or something that it's going to happen in the next few months because Biden just can't. I think what she said, I could be wrong, I'm paraphrasing her here, but she said by May or March that Joe Biden's going to drop out the race and Michelle Obama's going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong, of course, but that's what I've heard.
This comment is very interesting. Yep, his mom died and left to Michael, not Michelle, in the will. If that's true, I didn't fact check a death certificate or will.
Yeah, I mean, we
love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we posted a clip today from a few years ago of Joan Rivers.
Yeah,
talking about Michelle Obama being transgender. Let's see and find it. Actually, there it is. We can play it.
On the news, officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
You made a ton of.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, didn't somebody also? Oh yeah, and then we've got this from last ago.
She's got a rubber Halloween snake in her pants. Then, okay, fine. She's not a man. She carries a rubber snake around in her pants. That's much more plausible. All I know is.
Yeah. So, this compilation. You guys ever see this? You can clearly see something going in her pants here.
How cringe was that?
Yeah, that was really cringe. No, there were. Oh, yeah, no, there was this. Somebody put up a compilation.
That's fake.
That's fake, though.
That's fake.
Yeah, that's fake.
Definitely fake.
It's still funny though. But
funny.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I posted the fact check. But if you click into it, can you zoom in as well? Won't do it. It's
no, fine. I can only zoom into the actual page.
Okay. But if you compare the fake one with the original one, it doesn't look much different.
Not much, really. It's just a little bit more of a tash.
Yeah, they've just put a tash. They've put a tash on it.
It's a little different.
I mean, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows?
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, if Michelle Obama went became the president somehow, a lot of dirt would be dug up on her. So you would,
but it'd be shut down. You'd be branded a Nazi if you talked about it. That's what would happen.
I hope you're wrong about Michelle. She's so fake, but probably not a fake woman. That's just mean propaganda for sure. But if you creep on our page, like I did post like this thread onto somebody's post because it was they did like a compilation of Michelle Obama and like all the times were like it looked a little sketchy. And even like Barack Obama, like he was talking, like this clip was like it's older, but he was like talking about Michelle, and then he was like with Mike, Michelle.
Oh yeah, he's slipped
or
up
Michael and Michelle. Like he's kind of slipped up a few times. Yeah. It could be nothing. It could be something. Either way, I guess it's a bit of comedy, but it is weird, very weird, very weird. But anyway.
Let's play this. So this is her again talking about rape being sexy, but this is the longer clip.
But this is the longer clip, yeah.
I feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just,
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
I feel like a victim.
So weird.
Like, seriously,
I feel so bad for him. Like he's so like he clearly looks like so awkward and that, Right,
let's move on to the next clip. Coming up to the hour soon, so we'll get through these. Remember when E. Jean Carroll claimed she just completely forgot to disclose in her deposition that a billionaire Democrat donor was funding her case against Trump? No one just conveniently forgets those things. Exactly. Let's play it.
Oops, it slipped my mind.
Another thing that he and his lawyers have often spoken about is the lack of disclosure about a big Democratic donor funding part of this case. Was there a reason it wasn't disclosed, and did you view this as political in any way?
No, I just completely forgot that he even existed.
In your deposition?
Yes, in my deposition.
Because Trump lawyers have called that, Roberta, a sign of bias. It raises questions about the motives of bringing this case, and I wonder what the reaction is.
So every single witness, every one of those 11 witnesses who testified in this case, testified under oath and told the truth, not because they don't like Trump, but because it was the truth. That's what this case was about. Who was telling the truth? The jury decided that E. Jean was telling the truth. And there may be witnesses who don't like Trump. There may have been jurors, as Joe Tacopina said in his opening, who don't like Trump. But that process was about the truth under the law, and that's what the jury found.
Another thing that he and his lawyers have often...
you don't just conveniently forget that a billionaire is funding your campaign.
Yeah.
It's just...
footing the bill.
It's just hilarious how they expect us to just shovel that into our brains and just see it as truth.
Yeah.
It's honestly hilarious to me.
Oh, poor thing, she forgot. Like
it's an absolute
madness.
It's an insult to our intelligence.
100%.
Really. That they
100%.
expect us to believe that she just forgot that. Okay. Sure.
She didn't forget, guys. It was left out on purpose, and then it came out, and now she's, eating her own words. Being like, oops, I forgot. I'm this old lady. I just forgot. That's all. No. You know who's funding your bills.
It's laughable.
And this one.
Let's read the description first. Yeah. So this isn't some random woman. This is E. Jean Carroll, the woman who sued Trump for defamation and won over $83 million. Does she seem reliable or sane to you? They used to institutionalize people like this instead of awarding them for their delusions. Well, let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
I call it the Mouse House because some very distinguished mice live here. Kahneman lives in the kitchen. Tversky lives in the bedroom. This is my shed. And on that side are the books that most influenced me growing up. On the door are the list of my dogs. Marky, Fortuna de la Spunky, Heidi, Tits, Bloody, and Hepburn. the streams and the rivers were dry, and it's.
Why is she painting? Did she paint all these trees and stuff?
I know. I don't know. Well, she might.
I mean,
us.
I'll ask you in the chat, guys. Does this person look like a sane person to you or not?
Talking about all her mice friends.
David says she's worth 83 million.
I'd marry her.
I'd marry her.
Standards are out the window.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So horrified me that I came out and started painting the rocks blue to indicate that there was once a river here. And then after I got done painting the rocks, I just sort of walked over here and then did that tree and then did that tree and then I did this tree. And then pretty soon I'd done this whole forest. I call it the mouse house because...
Good Lord. The doctor found Mr. Winky, pet detective. No standards with 83 million. Yeah. Make sure you don't sign a prenup.
Yeah. Right, we'll leave it there, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny that she's
mental.
dyed her hair like a more subtle color for this case too, to seem more sane. I don't know how long ago this clip was, but
because when you're in court, it's all about your appearance as well. Like the jury look at that. That's why you have to wear a suit if you're a guy. You've got to wear suits to go to court and stuff.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't dress like a slob either way, no matter how you look.
You'd be surprised. Some do. Some just turn up in like a tracksuit or whatever.
Yeah, that's just mental.
Yeah.
But like, you should always try to like look very presentable in court anyway. But I mean, it's just like, here her hair is just a kooky color, and in that like last clip, it's just, she just looks like, like this little American housewife kind of thing. And then in this one, she's just like, woo! Like, how is that even the same woman actually? Like this to this?
Well,
like,
it just shows you, like, it just paints a picture. That's what I'm going to say. It paints a picture. It paints a picture.
Yeah.
That's all.
But there you guys have it.
Thanks for. Oh, I've got a comment there actually coming in from
Sipora.
Sipora.
Cooker. I like eccentric people, but she is cooked. Yeah. I definitely can agree. I can act a pretty good show for 83 million. Yeah, we know, David. All right. We'll try to get you her phone number. Maybe she's single. You can visit her at the mouse house.
Yeah.
With her friends.
Yeah, go paint some rocks.
I know, she's got almost the whole forest painted blue. My God.
Yeah.
That can't be good on the environment. Where's the environmentalists? Paint on a tree?
Greta Thunberg would not be happy.
Yeah. Where's Greta at?
Anyway, guys, yeah, thanks so much for tuning in today. Some new faces in the chat. So nice to see you. Hope you come back another time as well. We do go live every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
For sure.
Talking about a variety of stuff today. We're talking about Trump. Last time we talked about Trudeau. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. But yeah, we'll keep you updated, guys, and hope to see you back tomorrow.
For sure. Imagine the super chats, guys. Yeah, I mean, David, true.
That's
Bring
true.
on the super chats.
That's true.
Thanks, guys. MAGA, for sure. Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks.
We're hopeful for Trump.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you being
we hope
here.
we see you back, Sipora.
For sure. So just before you go, guys, if you're brand new to our channel, give us a like, share, and a sub. It does really help us.
For sure. And follow us on X.
And on X, yeah.
And if you do want to go that little bit further to support the show, you can become a YouTube or Patreon member. You can also donate on buymeacoffee.com. All the links are in the description of this video on YouTube, as well as on X. I'll add it after. And of course, in our bios. You could just click view more and see a full bio from us and what we're all about. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see everybody back tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Take it easy.
Take care.